6 items not on the business. You can just read them out. Waihi Dam, who was that? Waihi Dam, Alan. These just going to be proclamations. We're not going to have a big discussion on these guys.
Just with the Waihi Dam, in a positive view from Wairo and from our iwi and hapu there, is a big thank you, Rex and Ian and your team to doing all that mahi and the work behind that. And it's good, and we've got confidence with our regional council to seeing that through, to see that kind of outcome. But from our people of Wairo and our people from Waikaru Moana, we thank you from the deepest of our hearts for what you've done for looking after that beautiful awa of ours. Kia ora.
Yeah, I just saw yesterday that MPI put out a press release referring to widening a $30 million erosion control program in Gisborne. And I was wondering if that kind of money is generally available and how we might access it if it is.
So this was the subject of torturous efforts late last year to try and get the Cabinet to agree to rescind a previous decision made post-Cyclone Bowler to quarantine all of the East Coast Forest Project funding to the Gisborne district, even though there was no justification for doing so, given that the impacts of Cyclone Bowler were just as strong south of the border, if you like. And so we made representations on that very question. Our proposal was put up and it was declined by the Minister of Finance and the Treasury at the time. We haven't given up, we will keep trying, but at this point in time it seems that the Tairāwhiti region has a special place in the hearts of central government, particularly around the erosion issues.
Thank you, Jay. I just wanted to report some of you attended the Tanawa Dragon conference and subsequent Matatini celebrations. Tania was down in the rugby field mosh pit with her team. Just to say that both events were quite unbelievable, really. You never know what to expect when you go to a conference such as this, but it was quite a stunning event. The speakers and the interaction with the other people there, I valued every minute of it. So that's the Tanawa Dragon conference. And of course, Matatini was quite amazing. They'd sold 40,000 tickets. In the end, I think it's more like 50,000 tickets were sold. Huge crowds every day. I attended it every day. Huge crowds, and it was quite a stunning event for our region, and a celebration really of how well Kahanunu can put something on, and they did just an amazing job. So just wanted to give you a quick update on that. Number 5, Mohaka, who was that?
Yeah, kia ora, Chair. I just wanted to raise the issue with regard to the Mohaka catchment plan change, with regard to the concerns out there with regard to the pushback and delays for advancing this kaupapa, and with regard to, maybe James, with regard to, proposal reviews for resourcing allocations to where is it in the pipeline with regard to the concerns, and maybe bringing it forward to advance this kaupapa. I also note with the latest pānui that we've got for the stakeholders group from our meeting for next week, it's been pushed out to May, June, so it's just a series of events that are that have been built up, and
Traffic on there, James?
Yeah, so look, I'm as frustrated as everyone on this. It was my desire to expedite this alongside our tank plan change. The bald reality is that the one planner that I have allocated to advancing the Mohaka plan change has had to be put on to assisting me with the review of the Ruataniwha Water Storage Scheme, and that's the primary displacing activity, plus some work we now need to do on the water conservation order. So both of those were unbudgeted, unplanned things which have come along, and our small planning team simply is just splitting at the seams right now. So I had to make the call last week that we couldn't proceed with a meeting next week because we were going to go into it underprepared and not be able to give confidence to the stakeholder group that we could drive the process forward from here. So I just need a little bit more space to get through the review of Ruataniwha, and then when we come back in about May, I have every confidence at that point that, well, unless another issue arises, that we'll be in a position to then, get cracking. So it's a small pause, but we remain absolutely committed to advancing this plan change.
Thank you, James. I just have two final things. Can the committee myself, Deputy Chair, and the other chairs who are on that preliminary selection committee, can we meet after lunch, please, here? Well, half an hour for lunch, so 1 o'clock. Are you okay for? Okay, we could do. Okay, we'll meet straight after here then. Can you let Viv know that we're going to meet in 5 minutes? Yeah, straight after this meeting we'll meet. And before I close the meeting, I just want to hand over to Toro. Has a announcement.
Kia ora tātou. We got an email from Alan the other day. He's announcing his resignation on the JPC, and I just want to express our thanks to him for lifting the bar in our team, bringing up a lot of those good issues, and it's just a bit sad that we are losing one of our younger ones, but he'll be around, and I'm sure he's going to come back later. But he's got a lot on his plate at the moment, and so yeah, I'd like maybe we give him a round of applause, and thank you very much. Yeah. And if you want to say anything?
Before he does, I would just like to endorse that, Alan. You've made a huge contribution to our team here. You have a huge heart and a love of your region, and you brought that to the table, and your passion. And we've all just absolutely loved having you around, and you're going to be really dearly missed, mate. So we're sorry that you are having to leave our company. But as Toro said, I'm hoping that it's for a very short time. Would you like to respond?
Just with that, I've thoroughly enjoyed myself as learning as a young person around here. I've grown over time. I've matured over time. Sometimes my mother has a different view on that, but I'll be still in the settlement space as some of the direction where I'm going. We have a couple settlements up our way we need to be getting done, so I'll be helping our Ruapani whānau and furthering that. And also our East Coast whānau up at Te Kaha, the whānau Apanui are doing their one up there, so I'm going to be working in the settlement space. And also with a lot of the farm plan changes coming up, you probably be a bit more fencing and planting some more trees. So thank you, Council. So, and doing and formulating farm plans, which is I love the environment. That's what my skill set is, and it's good to just have a bit of time off. And I believe with Tātou coming on board, they're a bunch of good people, and me resigning so they're here as the start with the new councillors moving forward, and I believe they're going to be in a good space and hopefully move Warrell forward with Regional Council. Kia ora.
Thank you, Alan. So that's the end of our meeting. Roger, will you close our meeting for us? Thank you.
Wina tāna ko tūmi haura. E mua koe a mātou I hoa e tūti a mātou mai o tō. Ko koe ana hoa e whakakate a mātou. Whaiparo e mātou mai o tō. I ke tīmaki me mai me whakaoti I oti a koe. Ki rāki te o tōnu I whai o I tō mātou